So it should be that. Yeah? Okay. The new word there that you haven't seen is general form. You have seen this already today even, but you haven't had a name for it. So I'm going to give you that name for it now. Or I'm going to show you what it is, and now you'll have a name for it. So, basically general form is a regular trinomial. Okay? What do you guys notice about that? It's got two coefficients, one constant, it equals 0, and A is greater than 0. Right? You'll notice that it has the sign of nothing. And what is that sign? When there's no sign there, it is positive. B, here are some tricks to worry about. B and C can be negative. Because this is not a positive or a negative sign, this is addition. Right? And the subtraction symbol is really adding a negative. Is everyone okay? So these two are allowed to be negative. This guy isn't. Everybody cool? Now, I will call your attention to the other forms we know. Y equals mx plus b. Notice I use a small b, small m, but isn't this a y, an x, and a constant? Isn't this a y, an x, and a constant? So they're all built of the same stuff, aren't they? The other form that we have is, of course, y minus y1 equals mx minus x1, or y21 x2 x1. Point slope form. Again, it's got an x, it's got a y, it's got coefficients. So we can work between all three, because algebra allows us to build whatever it is we need. Is everybody cool? Yeah? Okay. So, everyone should be able to do this, because we just did it in our warm-up, yes? This is general form. How do you know? Everything's on one side, it equals 0, x is positive. That's what makes it general form. Does it matter which side everything is on? No. So I'm going to go ahead, and even though you already know this, I'm actually going to write it out, because people don't seem to be able to remember that. How do you know this is general form? Everything on one side, x is greater than 0, and it equals 0. What do I need? I need this. So I need to get to this, which means y must be isolated. And that is the only rule, isn't it? As long as y is isolated, are you able to graph that? The only time it gets tricky is if we end up with a fraction. Where? Fraction slope or fraction intercept? Fraction intercept makes it tricky. Fraction slope's easy peasy. So, let us do that. Isolate y. Go. what would you move first? You don't have to say it out loud. Just do it. Make it happen. Everybody good? It is on the screen now. You can check your work. And of course, I went down 3 and that way 2. So negative, negative gives me a positive. I could also have gone up 3, 1, 2, 3, and out 1, 2, and I would have hit it right there. Is everybody good? It's grade 9 algebra, yeah? It's just now we're giving it a name. Everybody okay? All right. This is something different. That looks like general form, doesn't it? But this is something we call standard form. And standard form is just general with C isolated. So it looks like this. AX plus BY equals C. Other than that, it's got the exact same rules. Everybody okay? So this guy's in standard form. So because it's got the exact same rules, do you think anything changes when we work with it?
No.
Absolutely right. That was a very emphatic no. Kobe. Yes. Yes. I know.
I was yawning.
I know you were yawning, Noah. Relax. It was just a very emphatic no. All right. So, what do I got to do with this? Does anything change? No. What are you going to move? Go ahead and make it happen.
Okay. Oh, wait, click the scores from that thing too.
Right. So everyone should be good, and of course there is my y-intercept of -2, and I went down 3 and I ran -4 to get a positive slope, or I went up 3 and I ran +4 to get a positive slope. Is every Smurfy good? All right. How many choices do you have to solve number 3? 2. Right? You could go 0, y, and x 0, couldn't you? Right? You could also take 5x plus 2y equals 10 and slope intercept it. Right? Both of those are options. I don't care which one you do. Go. I'm going to be doing both of them.
Left it there. And now it's probably frozen. What could happen if that ice tackle? Honestly, it sounds like coffee for me.
Now,
I don't get it.
why is it that I would give you this specific instruction using x and y intercepts, but then say you could do it this way?
To show us that you can do it both ways.
To show you that on your provincial exam, nobody cares how you do things, as long as you get the answer right. Do you understand? If you are comfortable using the slope-intercept form, and you are smart enough to recognize that when you were down 5 and out 2, you did get your x-intercept, then is that okay? When you fill in the right bubble, do the people know if you did it the right way? No, of course not. Everybody with me? That is, of course, why I show you as many ways as I possibly can to do questions. Now, we're at a spot now where I'm not sure what happened with the notes. Do you guys have this on your last page? Which for some strange reason is number 10, even though your last thing was number 3.
Whoa.
Yes? Okay.
More than 5 now.
All right. Now, what does this question say?
Write down an example.
Write down an example of the line in each form. Of which line? A line. Any line. Just show me you know what the form looks like. So, everybody's will be different, won't it? Go.
Just do like
A line.
A line.
A line. Any line. Go.
Okay, sounds good. Wait.
There is no trick here, Noah. Just write the equation of any line. Don't look at his.
Hey, get out of here. Do we just write the A?
No.
You have to use numbers.
You have to use numbers. It has to be a line. A is not a line.
Yeah. But line is not a number. Yes, that's true. It's a shape.
Now, I, of course, took the line I made up in A and then just converted it to all the other three, which, of course, would be fine, or you just use different numbers. It doesn't matter. The point of this is that I want you to recognize each form. So does everybody have their forms correct? Okay. Everybody good? Everybody's good? Really, really? Really, really. Okay. Now, finally, let's do some algebra. Okay? You could all graph that in your sleep, yes? Just for practice, graph it. Where do I start? -2 plus 4. Then where do I go? Up 2 and over 3. To what point? 1, 6. And then I make my line. All of you can graph that, yeah? Okay. Now, let's convert. What does general form look like? AX plus BY plus C equals 0. So what's missing? What do I have over here that I don't have over here?
M. No.
Yeah.
M.
There's no M over here. There's no spot for slope. Good. What else is missing? What? Everything's got to equal 0, so a bunch of stuff's going to have to move. Excellent. What else is missing? You're missing a pretty obvious thing. What? Pardon me, Kobe? There's no brackets over here. Excellent. All right. So, let's start working. Y minus 4 equals, what do I got to do here? How do I get rid of brackets?
You do it inside.
You distribute. You can't do anything in there. It's x plus 2. You can't do anything. You don't know what x is. So you distribute. 2/3 x plus what? What's 2 times 2/3?
This is what we call at teacher school wait time.
You put a 1 under the.
You need to sit quietly while they work it out.
And then you multiply.
What is it? 4/3. Now look what is missing. Our brackets are gone. What does this have that this doesn't? Fractions. So I better get rid of the fractions.
Yeah.
How do I get rid of divide by 3, divide by 3?
Cross multiply.
No. Multiply everything by 3.
Yes.
So if I multiply this side by 3, what do I got to do over here? Same thing. So what's going to happen to all the 3's on this side?
Disappear.
They're going to cancel out. So I'm going to have 2x plus 4, yeah?
Yeah.
And what do I got over here?
3y minus.
3y minus 12. Okay, I'm getting warm. Now what do I need to do?
Reorganize.
Reorganize. X has to be what?
A.
Positive. Is X positive? Yes. So will X move?
No.
No. Everything else moves. 0 equals 2x. It's not moving. What's going to happen to y? Minus 3y. What's going to happen to plus 12? Or what's going to happen to negative 12? Plus 12. But what's already here?
4.
So what do I get?
You get
16. And you are done. Would you stop there? Yes, of course all of you would, because you don't believe in checking your work because you think you're perfect.
Right.
How could you check that? What letter is that?
X.
What letter is that?
Y.
What letter does that represent? Y. What letter does that represent? X. What letter does that represent? Y. What letter does that represent? X. Do you now have 4 choices you could test in there to make sure you did it right?
Yes.
Yes. So if you took the 1, you would have 2 times 1 minus 3 times 6 plus 16. What's 2 times 1?
2.
What's 2 minus 3 times 6? What's 3 times 6? Too many steps there for mental math. Sorry, guys. 2. What's 3 times 6? 18. Minus 18 plus 16. What's 2 minus 18? Negative 16 plus 16. What's that?
0.
0. Does 0 equal 0?
Yeah.
So did we do it right?
Yeah.
Yes. Is it worth, well, for me, 1 second to check. For you guys, maybe 5 seconds to check. Is it worth it?
Yep.
Yes. Will you do it? No. Of course you won't. But that's okay. That's on you, not me. Everybody good? All right. Barf-tastic. Change it into everything else. Does it matter what order you attempt to change this? Not even a little. Doesn't matter. As long as you remember what each form looks like. But wait! Do you have to remember what each form looks like?
No.
Of course not, because heaven forbid we get you guys to memorize anything in math class. We give it all to you.
Yay!
Because knowing stuff isn't what, education's about.
No.
Why would you need to know anything? That's crazy talk.
Yeah.
Knowing stuff.
We don't need knowledge.
No!
We can just move forward.
Of course, because you will always be able to look it up somewhere.
Seriously.
Which is sadly technically true. Unfortunately, you guys have the attention span of goldfish, and while you are looking something up, you will get either a status update or a Snapchat or a text, and someone will say, check out this YouTube of this guy stabbing his balls on a picket fence. Then you will go to the YouTube, and then by that time, the car will already have careened off the cliff, and you'll be like, what? Oh my God, there's a wreck at the bottom of the cliff! Snapchat!
What filter do I use?
Yeah, as long as you get that selfie as you fall. Click! So, okay, I shouldn't make fun of you guys. That's not fair. You're not all like that. Not even a little. So, go ahead. Again, I don't care what order you work in. I personally get general form first usually, because then everything else comes pretty easily out of general form. Is everyone good? Going once. Why are we whispering? Me neither. What? Did I screw it up? It's possible. Oh, because it's minus when it moves over. That's okay. That's what I'm here for.
Why is the 2y positive?
Because the 2y is positive. It's been positive everywhere. It never moved.
But then why is the x not?
Because the x moved away from the y to get the slope-intercept form.
Oh yeah, exactly. Equals 0.
Yeah, sure. You betcha.
I understand that.
But I don't know how you do
You don't know how to do what?
Oh, no, I got it.
You got it?
I got it.
You feeling strong?
I'm feeling strong. Getting a game.
Now, guys, please understand there are more than one ways to skin the proverbial cat, which is, as you all know, the most disgusting saying in the world, as far as I'm concerned.
We could put it in a bag and they'll never be dead.
That wouldn't skin it. Please notice that you could go from here almost directly to slope-intercept form, right? Just by getting rid of the brackets. Y plus 3 equals negative 1/2 x plus 1/2, yeah? Right? Then you're just subtracting 3 from both sides. So it becomes y equals negative 1/2 x. 1/2 minus 3 is negative 2.5, which happens to be the same as 5/2. There's no right or wrong way to go about doing this. Okay? You can do whatever you are comfortable with. Let me give you this, not as a warning, but as a guideline. Have a look at what the equation looks like before you decide which way you are going to attempt to go. All right? Because that might direct which way you convert it for graphing purposes. Everybody good? Right? Now let's pretend this entire unit has gone in this ear, rattled around in your head, and jumped out the other side. Every single thing in it. You know nothing.
Oh no.
Can you do this entire unit with grade 9? Yep, because it's all graphing, which means you could do what?
The little chart thing.
You could make a table of values for every single question in this unit. Can't you? Would you? No, because that takes a long time. And it's not even going to help you because if you're smart, you notice the next unit and see what it's called? Writing equations.
Well,
So you're going to need to know these equations anyway.
okay.
But for this unit, if it's just rattled around in there and bumped into a few of your latest status updates and jumped out the other side, then remember, you can always use good old grade 9, grade 8 tables of values. Okay? Your test will be when it always is, a couple of days after when we finish the unit. If you look on your outline, what is the last thing on your outline? General and standard form. What did we just do? General and standard form. Is there a textbook page?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to do that today. What are you going to do tomorrow in class?
The test.
A review.
Oh yeah,
So
okay.
test is Monday and Tuesday.
No, I'm not giving you tests on a Tuesday after a long weekend, after a 4-day weekend for you people. Man, if I try to give you a test the next day after we finish reviewing its first block, you're like, ah. After a 4-day weekend, you think that's a good idea? And it'll be first block? First block after a 4-day weekend. Here you go, guys. Here's 1/7 of your entire year's grades. Go.
Wow.
No. I'll give you the review tomorrow because tomorrow's a short day because it's collab or whatever. I don't know. So tomorrow you'll do the review. You'll have all 4 days a weekend to get her done, like Larry the Cable Guy. Tuesday we'll mark it. We will test Wednesday. Okay? Tuesday's class obviously won't take the whole day to mark the review. At least, fingers crossed, it won't. And we will start the next unit. Now the next unit you will notice is writing linear equations. This was graphing linear equations. The next unit is very similar to the exponent radical unit. They're so closely related, it would have just been too big a unit to do one thing, but it's really too small a unit to do a second unit on.
And is that our
But that's what I'm going to do. No, after writing linear equations, you have systems of equations, which just takes 2 equations and you work with them together. But if you already know how to deal with equations, then you're okay.
And then your ad review, and then something ended.
Oakley dokley? Oakley dokley.